Hi everyone. So welcome back to my channel Mathematic Girl Swati 3226. In this particular video, I'm going to explain conversion of units. So this is basically one requested topic that I have received. So someone had asked me basically to make a video on this particular topic, and I thought that the way I'm going to teach you, this is very basic and very perfect to understand this particular video perfectly. So yes, let's start with the video quickly. And if you have any other topic that you want me to make a video on, please let me know in the comment sections. This was a requested video that I'm making. So let's start. So as you can see, the topic is the conversion of units. I'm going to make you understand this in detail. How can you convert the units? Okay. If you understand how to do the conversion of units, you can do any question. Okay. So for example, we often get confused, like what is 1 meter equals, like, how many decimeter, 1 kilometer equals how many hectometer, 1 liter equals how many centiliter, 1 kg equals how many decagram. We have these questions, and the thing is, we do not know how to do all these conversion in a very simple way. So that simple way I'm going to make you understand in this particular video. So let's quickly understand the concept first. So we have basically, 3 base units. First base unit is meter. Next base unit is gram, and the next is liter. So let's talk about this first. So in this base unit, where the base unit is meter, we have some units that is millimeter. This is the short form. Centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. Okay. In the gram, we have the same thing. Okay. It's just meter will be replaced with gram. So this is milligram, centigram, decigram, gram, decagram, hectogram, and kilogram. And next we have liter, that is milliliter. Again, meter and gram will be replaced with liter. So milliliter, centiliter, deciliter, liter, decaliter, hectoliter, and kiloliter. So let's understand this. How do we actually do the conversion for all these 3 base units? Okay. The best part here is if you just understand for one, the method is same for the other 2 as well. So let's understand any one of them. So let's understand the base unit meter. The rule is if you go up, you need to multiply. And if you come down, you need to divide. This is the first and the very basic rule. Go up. There is also a way to understand that up, that means, this U is coming in the word multiplication because MU, right? So U up multiplication, and down, because if you write down, you have a word here D that is also stands for division. So this is like a short form. Okay. So the very basic thing that you have understood here is when we go up, we multiply, and when we come down, we divide. Now let me explain how do we multiply and how do we divide here. So for that, let me write down this again: millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. Whenever I say the sequence, people, normally say that how can you say the sequence so fast? But yes, I have practiced it so much that I know the sequence. This sequence I know by heart. Okay, so as I said that when we go up, we multiply, and when we go down, we divide. Okay. So for example, you want to find out 1 decimeter equals how many millimeter. Okay. So where are you? You are at decimeter, right? Where do you want to go? You want to go to millimeter. How many steps are you taking? 1 and 2. 2 steps you are taking, that means 20. And then put a 1, right? So it's 100. How many steps? 2 steps, so 20 along with 1. So it is 100. Now you ask yourself, did you go up or did you go down? Of course, you went up because you can see the arrow is towards the upper direction. So it is up. The number is 100. So you are going to simply multiply this number with 100. What is 1 into 100? It's 100. So the answer is 1 decimeter equals 100 millimeter. Let's take another question. For example, 5 meter equals how many millimeter? So what do we need to do? Where is meter? Here is meter. Where do we have to go? We have to go to millimeter. So 1 step, 2 steps, and 3 steps. 3 steps meaning 30 and then 1. So the number is 1000. Now you ask yourself, did I go up or did I come down? Of course, you went up. And up, the rule is you have to multiply. Multiply by which number? By 1000. Which number you have to multiply by 1000? 5, the number that is given in the question. So 5 times 1000 is 5 into 1000 is 5000. Therefore, the answer is 5000. Let's take another number. For example, 20 hectometer equals how many decameter? Right? Remember to do these conversion. You should remember the sequence, because imagine you are in an examination hall and you have some conversion questions. Just write down that sequence and do all the conversion questions. All right, but for that you should know just the sequence, just like I'm saying: millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. Right? So we have 20 hectometer. So where is hectometer? Here is hectometer. Where do we have to go? We have to go to decameter. So that means you just need to go here. How many steps you took? Only 1 step. That means only 1 0. That means it is 10. Of course, you will ask yourself, did I go up or did I go down? You went up. So that means you are going to multiply this 10 with the number that is given in the question. What is 20 times 10? 20 times 10. It is absolutely 200. So the answer is 200. I hope you understood this method properly. Now, of course, I have not taken any example where, like we have to go down. Let's take that example now. I hope you have understood how are we going up and how are we doing all the calculation. Now it's time to go to, it's time to go down. For that, let me just take the right pen, the right thickness. All right. So I'm just explaining you for the base unit meter. Remember, the same method is going to be for the gram base unit and the liter base unit as well. It's just you need to remember the 3 sequences and the rules going up and going down. That is it. So let me write down this again: millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. All right. So now if I ask you 1 centimeter equals how many meter? Let's understand. So where are we? We are at centimeter. Where do we have to go? We have to go to meter. So let's do 1, 2. Again, you have taken 2 steps. So let's write down 2, 0 and then 1. Right? So it's 100. Now you ask for yourself, did I go up or did I go down? Of course, your arrow is down. That means you went down. And when we go down, what is the rule? The rule is to divide. That means you need to divide this 100 by this number. So what is the answer? 1 by 100. Now, I'll also explain you here one concept, and that is how do we divide any number if we have 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakhs, 10 lakhs, like these numbers in the denominator. So it's very simple. Let me make you understand that as well. So all you need to do is that if you have 1 upon 10, right, whatever is in the numerator, write down that number and then count the number of zeros in the denominator. So it is 1 0. From the right side, count the number of zeros, that is 1. So 1, give a point, and that's the answer. Normally we keep a 0, we write a 0 before decimal, that is why the answer is 0.1. So it is 0.1. Imagine you have 1 upon 100. Again, whatever is in the numerator, first write down that. Count the number of zeros, 1 and 2. Here also count 1, 2, and then give a decimal point. So what will you put here in the blank? It's 0. And then again here also normally we put a 0. So the answer is 0.01. So you can also write down this as 0.01 meter. I'll just make you understand one more. For example, you have 15 upon 1000, right? What I said, you just need to write down the numerator as it is. So it is 15 as it is. Now count the number of zeros, 1, 2, and 3. Count here also, 1, 2, and 3, and then give a decimal. So this blank 0, and here also we put a 0. So this was just an understanding. This was just the understanding how to divide the numbers when you have 100,000, 10,000, like all these numbers in the denominator. Now let's solve some more questions on the division. How do we divide? So let me write down this again. See, as many times as I'm writing, I already know the sequence, but do you know that as many times as you will write, you will become better and better, okay? So millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer, okay? Now let me take some examples. For example, you want to find 5 millimeter equals how many meter, right? So where are you? You are at millimeter. So you are here. Where do you want to go? You want to go to meter. Let's go to meter. So 1, 2, and 3. So you have taken 3 steps. That means 3, 0, and then 1. So the number is 1000. Now if you ask yourself, of course, you went down. So when we go down, we divide. So you are going to divide 5 by 1000. But you already know how to simplify this. How to simplify this? Denominator, count the number of zeros. So 1, 2, and 3, and then a decimal. So 0, 0, and then 1, 0. So this is the answer. Let's take one more question, 2 more questions. And that is 6 meter equals how many decameter? It's very simple, 6 meter. First of all, you are at meter, you are going to decameter, just one step. That means 1, 0, that means 10. Of course, you are going down, so it is 6 by 10. What is 6 by 10? 0.6, right? Okay, let's take one more. So it is this time, let's say 200. 200 decimeter. Do not get confused between decimeter and decameter because decimeter is dm and decameter is dam. All right. So 200 decimeter equals how many decameter? Let's do that. So you are at decimeter, you have to go to decameter. So 1 step and then 2 steps. That means 2 zeros, that means 100. So what is the answer? The question that is here, 200 divided by 100. So 200 divided by 100, it's not even a decimal number, it is simply 2. So the answer is 2. In this way, you can do any questions in the conversion of units. All right. Now let me make you understand for the other 2 base units, that was gram and liter. So for that, let me write down the units first. So that was milligram, centigram, decigram, gram, decagram, hectogram, kilogram. I'll just take two examples in both the cases just to make you understand that how you can do here also all the questions using the same step, same method. Here it is milliliter, centiliter, deciliter, liter, decaliter, hectoliter, kiloliter. All right. So, for example, you need to find 2 milligram equals how many decagram, let's say. So, of course, you are at milligram, you have to go to decagram. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4 zeros and then 1. So, it is basically 10,000. Of course, you are going down, so you need to divide. So, it is 2 divided by 10,000. If you simplify this, it is simply write down the numerator, count the zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then put a decimal here. And in this, put 0, 0, 0. Okay. So the answer is 0.002. Okay. Let's take one more example here. 15 kg equals how many decigram? Okay. That means you are at kg, you have to go to decigram. So 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. That means 4 zeros and then 1 also. So it is again 10,000, but because you're going up, you need to multiply. So 15 times 10,000 is, of course, 1, 2, 3. How many zeros? 4 zeros. So 4 zeros. So it is actually 1,50,000. So 15 kg equals how many decigram? It is 1,50,000 decigrams. So see, my intention to make you understand these two base units were basically to make you understand that how the same method I'm applying over here as well. Okay, now let's take two examples from liter as well, like the base unit liter. So for example, you have 1 centiliter equals how many decaliter? Okay, you are at centiliter, decaliter, 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. That means 3 0 and 1. You are going down. That means you have to divide. So what is 1 divided by 1000? It is 1 and then 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3 and then give a decimal. And therefore the answer is 0.001. Now let's take one more. That is 2 kiloliter equals how many liter? Now I'm giving you here some time and tell me how will you go to, if you want, you can pause this video and you can think what can be the answer of this question. Okay, so make sure you are pausing the video right now and you are trying to give me the answer in the comment box. All right. Okay, so I hope all of you have got the correct answer, and the correct answer is yes. From kiloliter to liter, it's 1000 and you are going up. So 2 times 1000 is 2000. And this is the answer. So I hope you have understood this. Now let's solve some questions. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply take some questions. 1 second. All right, so I'll be writing some questions here and let us simplify this. For example, the first question is 5 kilometer equals how many meters? So right now I'm not going to the sequence because I already know how to do this, but if you want, you can go for the sequence and just do how, go up, how many times, how many steps, everything. I know that 1 kilometer equals 1000, so 5 kilometers is equal to 5,000. Let's understand 1 meter equals how many centimeter, right? So see, it is millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, right? You are going from meter to centimeter. That means 1 and 2 steps, that means 100. So 1 and 200 is 100. And similarly, you can, do all the questions of, conversion of units. Okay. Now let's go to one more conversion, and that is very, very important. Again, I want all of you to take a guess that which conversion I'm talking about. Okay. So if you have guessed time, yes, you are absolutely correct. I'm also going to make you understand how can you do the conversion in time. It's very simple. We know that 1 minute equals how many seconds? 60 seconds. 1 hour equals how many minutes? 60 minutes. If I ask you 1 hour equals how many seconds? So it's very simple to find out. How? Because my question is 1 hour equals how many seconds? Let us first see that in 1 hour how many minutes? You already know that in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. But in 1 minute we have how many seconds? 60 seconds. So if in 1 minute we have 60 seconds, in 60 minutes, how many seconds? If the price of 1 chocolate is 5 rupees, then the price of 12 chocolate is 12 into 5, right? Similarly, if 1 minute, 60 seconds, so 60 minutes, 60 into 60. And that is actually giving you 60 times 60 is 3600, which is in seconds. So 1 hour equals 3000. Oh, 1 second. 1 hour equals 3600 seconds. Let me erase this. All right. So yes, you have understood it. I'm not able to erase. So it is 20. So it is 3600 seconds. All right. Okay, now let me tell you about days, months, and weeks as well. So for that, let me go little bit down. And yes, so the next thing I want to tell you that in one day we have how many hours? 24 hours. Okay, next is uh, in 1 week we have how many days? In 1 week we have 7 days. Of course, you know all the 7 days. Next, in 1 month we have how many days? I hope many of you are answering 30, many of you are answering 31, many of you are answering 28, and many of you are answering 29. But yes, I'll write down all those because in 1 month, we can have 28 days, we can have 29 if it is a leap year, we can have 30, and we can have 31. If you're talking about January, it's 31. If you're talking about April, it's 30. All right. Okay. So, yes, next is in 1 year, we have how many days? In 1 year, we have two answers 365 days if it is not a leap year, and or 366 days if it is a leap year. What is the meaning of leap year? Leap year is like basically in February, we have 29 days instead of 28 days. This leap year always, comes after 4 years. If you want to check whether any particular year is a leap year or not, you just need to divide that year by 4. If that number is completely divisible by 4, you can say that the year is leap year. If it is not completely divisible, then you can say it is not a leap year. All right. For example, currently it is 2023, right? So if you divide this 2023 by 4, you can see it is not divisible. That is why it is not a leap year. But if you take this example, that is 2024. So if you divide this 2024 by 4, you can clearly see that it is divisible. 4 times 5 is 20. This is 0. You need to put 2 here, but of course it is not divisible. So you need to put a 0 here to write out the next number, which is 24. And 4 times 6 is 24. So it is 0. So because it is completely divisible, you are getting the remainder 0. That says that 2024 is a leap year. Okay. So that means we are having our next leap year in the next year only, 2024. Also remember one thing, that the leap year comes always after 4 years. Okay. All right. Few more information, and that is what. Okay. So few more conversion that I'm going to write down, and that is in 1 decade we have 10 years. In 1 century we have 100 years. And there is one question that I'm not going to answer. I want you to figure out the answer of this question, and that is 1 millennium. 1 millennium equals how many years? That is your question. If you have managed watching the video till here, make sure you give me the answer of this particular question in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have understood the conversion of units in the best possible way. I have tried my best to explain it and to send this to all of you watching my channel right now. So yes, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I have completed 1K subscribers and I'm just very happy about it. So yes, thank you so much. See you super soon in my next video. Bye.